What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV, back once again with another video. The morning after the game before, I'm at a loss, to be honest. Changes were made, formation was changed, and I've got to say, although he changed it, it was the same outcome, and I think he's bottled that, to be honest. He's changed the formation again. I say again, he hasn't really changed it, but it's so obvious that he wants to play this sort of five at the back. And, you know, I was certain, after yesterday's performance, that he was going to get the tic-tac. I was certain of it. I've never been more certain of anything in my life. And I've just watched, I was watching the Twitter and the website overnight to see what was happening, and nothing came. So it looks like it's going to be given the Leeds game. Look, I want to be a bit careful because, you know, David Moyes has given me the best, probably the best time I've had watching West Ham, probably since I started supporting them. The European trips were amazing. Getting to that semi-final was just a shame we didn't win that cup. That would have been superb. But I must say, this season, the set pieces have dried up because we're doing the same things over and over again. People know what will come in. The goals have dried up. He spent £180 million. And the more concerning thing to me is not so much, you know, the slump of form. It's the attitude of him, because we are okay. 5 defenders yesterday, 160, nearly 160, 158, I think it was the total age of the defenders. Yeah, we're missing defenders. We're missing Zuma. We're missing Aguirre. Although Aguirre hasn't played for us this season, so, you know, how can you miss what you haven't had? But, you know, we're missing some key players. We've got a £50 million Brazilian who just isn't adapting to life. I can't really blame him. Who's going to adapt to life with a team playing this bad? You know, he isn't adapting. Refuses to drop him. Pablo Fornals is sitting on the sideline. He's been, you know, although he can be frustrating, Pablo, he's a hard worker, and you know what he's going to do. You know, he's going to get stuck in, and he's going to do his best. He's going to do his absolute best. And he's played in this league for 3 years now. And the funny thing is about this, and these are the things that really, like, confuse me about Moyes. Tony's fast. You know, the other geezer, the number 10 who scored yesterday, I forget his name. I've never seen anyone leave someone like that, like he did Aaron Cresswell yesterday. Cresswell had fucking no chance. 33 years old. Once he got him square on, he burnt him. It was ridiculous how easily it was done, to be quite honest with you. Kira, although he can be a bit rash, he's got tools, and he's got a little bit of pace. And, you know, a friend of mine said this yesterday. Issa Diop was a frustrating player. He was a frustrating player to watch. I always thought he had the tools, but it never quite worked out for him for West Ham. And we sold him to Fulham for, you know, a good fee. But when you're sort of like got 100 and what is it, 158? Is it 158? Something like that. Year-old defenders across the back line. Where is the youth? Like, where's Ben Johnson? I don't know where Ben Johnson is. I didn't even check the bench yesterday because I knew he wouldn't use it. But where's Ben Johnson? You know, I know Aguirre's out. I know Zuma's out. But Kira would have been the perfect player to stick in a free. He's quick. He could have dealt with the pace. And we got punished. And, you know, look, listen, we started well. This is what I would say. We started well. We come out with a little bit of a spring in our step. And then we concede the most ridiculous goal. Long throw in. Basically handed them the goal, really. Easy tap in for Tony, who's probably not going to play again. That's just our luck. This season anyway. He taps it in for one. And then you just see the whole attitude and the mood of the players change. They're so clearly not buying into what Moyes is trying to do. And we go to Arsenal last week with four at the back, a patched up defence, terrible fullbacks. They're both bad. And I'm not knocking Aaron Cresswell, but when it come to the end of Noble's, reigning the team, he dropped out to the bench, and Cresswell for me shouldn't be playing. It's in a position that we should have filled 3 years ago now. Sorry, at least got someone to. Or at least got someone to, sort of compete with him. And at the moment, and this is the key for me, yeah. This is the key for me. At the moment, as we stand now, yeah, our defence is our weakest part. It's our weakest part. Our attack, with Scamacca, with Antonio, with Benrahma, with Fornals, with Paqueta, with Bowen, with all of them players available. Antonio, did I say Antonio? I think I did. We would be better off just attacking, because we've got the talent now, although we haven't done it this season, to score goals. You go up against Arsenal with four at the back who are going to keep on pressing you. Yet you go to Brentford at home with five at the back. When, you're just inviting on pressure. We got overrun in midfield. Two in midfield. Paqueta, he said just he's gonna play him a little bit deeper from now. We'll see what happens. But, they're the wrong choices. They're the wrong choices. Brentford are going to sit there and soak up the pressure. So what do? Put the pressure so much on them that you score goals. And that's going for just attack after attack after attack, and just hope one of them goes in. But you don't. You change it to five at the back, and you change personnel, but you pick the wrong formation, in my eyes. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. I don't know what he's been thinking for a long time, to be honest. And when I see his press conference yesterday, I knew he was staying. There's been no conversation there, because he was talking like a man that didn't, that didn't have a care in the world. And I think the most insulting thing for us, and I know a manager's job is not to sit there and say, oh well, this is fucking diabolical, and we can't win a game. He's got to try and be positive. But to sit there and say we played well for both half of the game is fucking insulting for the people that paid to get in. It really is. And I'm just fucking fed up with it. The geezer, with all due respect, and as I said, I've got a lot of respect for David Moyes, and I had to, bite the bullet when he came back and I said I didn't want him, and I'm not one of them people that are going to sit here and say I told you so, because I've been fully behind him, and as I said, he's given me the best years I've had as a West Ham fan over the last, in my lifetime. But he's lost the plot. Some of the press conferences are odd. They're just odd. When Leicester, who never won for 8 games, I think they lost every game. They had a point after 8 games, and we was coming up to playing them at home. And he turns around and says, we must be doing something right. We've got as many points as Leicester, and then we got beat. This is four out of 5 games that we've lost, including the Carabao Cup, at home. And if you're not picking up points, don't worry about the Arsenal ways. Although I would have liked to have seen a bit of, a bit of a better go of it. But these are the games. These are the ones, the Leicesters, the Crystal Palaces, the Brentfords. With all due respect to them, and they're good sides, and they can be good sides. In reality, Brentford absorbed what we had to give them, which wasn't much, and they hit us, and they didn't break sweat. Not once. Not once in that second half did they break sweat. And for him to sit there and say, we played well, I'm telling you now, mate, I honestly think the geezer's going mad. I honestly do. You know, I think he deserves himself, you know, to be honest with himself. I don't think he's being honest with himself. I think he's just trying to bury his head in the sand and keep on doing the same things and hope that it works. It's stubbornness. He don't pick the right players. He don't pick the right formations when he does pick the right players. It's just, it's honestly, it is diabolical. And when you go in 2-0 down in a game you desperately need to win to keep your job, you know, although he must be confident enough that it's not going to cost him his job, and you don't change anything. And in that whole game, you've got all them players on the bench and you changed 2 players. You had 5 substitutes in the Premier League this year, don't forget. You changed 2 players. I'm sorry, but I can't see where our next win's coming from. The board have to grow some fucking bollocks, and I'm not going to blame them because they've put their money where their mouth is this year, although, you know, it's fucking probably too little too late. We could have probably pushed the Champions League if they'd done it in January last year. But they need to grow some fucking bollocks, and you know, they've had 6 weeks on the back of a week where we lost 3 home games. They must have been thinking about this. They must have been thinking, right, you know, this is a bit fucking dodged, this situation. Maybe we should start lining someone up. He's had 6 weeks to work with the players, to work things out. Nothing's changed. Diabolical. Grow some bollocks, West Ham. I'll see you at Leeds. If we lose that, if he's not gone, I don't know. I don't know what I would say, but oh well. See you at Leeds. Come on, you irons.